Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to the show. Because you're doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 14th of August 2025. I don't want to make this video. I feel like this video that I don't want to make because I gotta seem like I'm complaining, but I'm not. This morning I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's currently 6:49 a.m. No, don't worry, we've been working for an hour, so it's not that bad. I woke up to a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say the name because that's not important. Saying how she wanted to end her own life, you know? And I felt horrible because I knew exactly what to say. I felt horrible because I had the exact answer for that. But I also felt horrible because I understood what she was going through, but I understood that the pain that she's feeling right now is gonna help her along the way. She was talking about unaliving herself, you know, at 4 a.m. And it's bad. It's horrible. You don't want people to do that. You never want to do that. So I wanted to come on here, talk about my unaliving journey. And I know it's a rough video, so if you want to skip that, do so. Trust me, it's not even that interesting. Not as a woe is me, not as I look at me, I'm the victim, but more so as you're not alone. More so as a case of I understand how you feel. See, as much as I wanted to help the person today, I knew that if I pushed her to heal herself, if I pushed her to face those situations heads on and say, no, this is not going to end me, this is just a situation, this is just an obstacle in the road of life, I'll be able to surpass. I'll be able to surpass myself. I'll be able to surpass what I thought was not possible, right? It's so hard. My depression came from, I was very young. See, a lot of you guys will say, Ink, you do have some social problem. Yes, I do have some social problem. Most of you guys think I'm freaking weird, which is cool because I don't mind. I have my crew that are weird. I'm going to do a video about that later on. Today, too. I think it's the next one that we have on the list. I'm not sure. I love being weird because the people that do like me, they like me for who I am, not for what I pretend I'm not. You know? I was young. I was the kid that was a reject. Not because he was different. Not because, oh my god, look at him, what a loser. I was a reject because I didn't allow myself to be part of a crew. A crew, when I say crew, I say a group of friends. Okay? This is not me being the biggest gangster of the machine. This is what I'm trying to say. From the age of 6 years old, just to let you know, this is kindergarten. The teacher said, your son is hyperactive. You need to give him medication, otherwise we'll kick him out of school. The problem is when you take that medication, which is Ritalin, which is Concerta, is your body gets used to it really quickly. By the end, my doctor, I went to a doctor, I don't remember why, but I was 17 years old, and he asked me if I was taking something. And my father was there. My father said, oh yeah, he takes Concerta, and this is how much he takes. And the doctor literally said, this is one of the biggest dosage I've ever seen. You know? So why is it a problem? See, this is the road of my unaliving journey. Now, I'm still alive, so obviously it's not a negative journey, it's a positive journey. But it took us a long time to get there. And I think it's important to go through the shitty things in life to raise ourselves, you know? It's very important. The goal at the end of this video is to have a positive outcome. And even if there's no positive outcome, I want to put this out there because you're not alone. If I help one person, I help one person. That's a goal today. You know? I didn't feel a lot when I was younger. I didn't remember. I was a zombie. I would go to class and I would listen. I was calm. And I would understand. In the exam, I would understand. I would understand in a way of, I need this answer right now, I have this answer. But ask me the question, I don't freaking know. I have to be faced with a problem to answer the problem. If I'm not faced with a problem, I don't have access to information. And then at the same time, there was a level of consciousness. Because from the age of, I didn't pass my 8th grade of high school. My second grade of high school, I didn't pass. I had to restart it. So from this age of 6 years old to 18 years old, I was using, it was Ritalin, it was Concerta after that. It was horrible. It was tough, it was really tough. The second I reached 18 years old, I stopped taking it. My father had to beg, my mom had to beg me to use Concerta until the end of high school. You know? My whole cooking class, my whole bakery class. The medication. You know? And yes, ADHD is a big part of my life. It's a huge part of my life. From the age of 6 years old to 18 years old, ink doesn't exist. Stefan doesn't exist. I'm just a shadow. I'm just a zombie. People are talking to me and I'm stuttering. I do speak fast, yes. Am I stuttering? No. I'm stuttering because the medication is so strong that I'm literally forcing myself to speak. You understand? I was nervous. I was nervous because I felt on Ritalin and I felt like I'm in a bubble. In that bubbles, the second somebody told me, hey, or brought me back to reality, I was nervous. I was like, holy shit, what's going on? You understand? It was rough. It was rough. Not because I was different. A lot of people went through that, right? I was so fucking stupid. This is a night. Do you want to know why? The reality? This is all my fault, but I had an argument with my father in the car. We were seeing this doctor, this kid doctor, who would evaluate my needs for Ritalin or Concerta. And then my father was pissed at me because I skipped school. I did skip school. But when you understand why I skipped school, it's just so stupid. You know what class I skipped? I skipped gym class. You know what I did? I went to the Energy Cardio, which is a gym. You guys know when I go to Maxi, there's a gym there. It used to be Energy Cardio. So I skipped a class of physical wellness to go work out. My father tells me in the car, I'm gonna make sure that he higher your dose. And as a desire to vengeance, to vendetta, I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So I go in and I act like I'm crazy. I act like I can't focus. I'm cutting the doctor. I'm cutting him off. Talking about other things. I'm talking about A, B, C, and D. And the doctor says, yeah, we really need to up his dose. We really need to up it. For the next 3 years, I was using a dose that was probably too strong. You know? Yeah. So that's enough. I began the real journey. So my real journey, which I was 20, 21, 22, amazing. I was in the apartment. I was my own person. I discovered so much about myself. I was broke, but I was happy. I was broke, but I was happy. Oh my God, I was good. I discovered myself. How much I need sleep. What I'd like to do, what I like in life. I listened to opinion radio. I told this story before. I told this story a dozen times in mom. But it's so important to me. I listened to radio, opinion radio, and at that time, I want you guys to understand something. I am not insane, okay? I spent 12 years, I'm 20 years old, once again. 12 of those years, I spent under so much medication that I couldn't talk. I couldn't physically talk. When I talk, it came out super weird. You guys honestly think that with the amount of words I say per day, the amount of time I speak per day, how much I have to say, you think that I didn't practice speaking correctly? You guys think that? No. For 12 years, I couldn't talk because of medication. And the worst thing wasn't that. The worst thing was the summer, I didn't use medication. Ask me memories about the school. Can't tell you. Ask me memories about day camp, about going to Gaspésie, about being with my mom, watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, watching Master Chef. I remember everything. It was amazing, you know? And then come summer, come class, back on medication. I remember one time being so strong, I bit my tongue to blood because I was using such a high dosage. Like that. What you should have done is give me small dosage until I'm back on big dosage. Right? I go to the apartment. And this is such a classic story. But this is my story and this is the truth, so I don't know what to say. From the age of 20, I went to the apartment. I was 20. I was kicked out of the house at 18. I did some couch surfing, let's say. So I was 20, and that was the story. Yeah. So at 20, I'm in the apartment. I discovered myself. Oh, sorry, for the radio. Yeah. For the radio, and I'm a fucking insane person. When I have to specify that I'm not crazy, I'm in the apartment. I don't go out. I don't want to see. I don't have other friends. Because again, my only option for friends were at high school. High school, I was a zombie. You didn't want to be the friend of the guy that didn't talk, the weird kid. You didn't want to be that friend, you know. So. I had a couple of friends. I have Carl and I have Ben. Two great guys. Great dudes. Carl was amazing. Carl accepted me for what I was during the school. And then in the weekend I was a completely different person. So I didn't take the medication. And he didn't mind. Like, okay, yeah, you're this person and you're this person, you know? It's amazing. It's amazing. So at 22, after 2 years, okay, the Opinion Radio, I'm in my home, and I'm broke. I'm broke as a dude that has no limbs. So I listen to radio because that's the only thing I can listen to. The first thing I listen to is a news radio because that's the only thing that I have. Okay, the truth is not that. The truth is there's a radio that I like that is funny. They're comedians, right? But what I don't like is they're forcing themselves to laugh. Every time somebody is saying something, oh my god, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard. And I'm like, dude, that's not true. You're full of shit. You're absolutely full of shit. There's no way that this is funny. You're pushing yourself because you want people to laugh, because you're laughing, but you're forcing yourself to laugh, so it's just awkward. So I move on, and I move to a news station. Again, I'm 21. I don't care about the news, but it beats doing nothing. So what I do, and this is the truth, I play video games. I play emulator. I read manga, and I watch radio. My sleep schedule is what? My sleep schedule is, I like this radio show, I like this radio show, I like this radio show, I don't like this one, I don't like this one. So when I don't like the radio show, I sleep. And then, out of the blue, I watch a radio. Because the problem with the news show is they were reading news. They weren't giving their opinion, they were just reading. I found an opinion. I found a show, and the show that I will always remember was this guy who went to see a baseball game. That was in 2013, and they wanted to charge him $4 for a hot dog. So the guy for 2 hours talked about the price of a hot dog and how it changed, and it blew my mind because you're on radio, and you're literally talking about against the government. You're literally talking against taxes, and it blew my mind. So I started listening to it, and I fall in love. Right now, the reality is, I was a dumbass because I would agree with what they're saying, just because they were saying it. I didn't have an opinion. I would listen to people with opinion and say this is my opinion. You know, but it completely changed my mind. On this journey, I listened to it for 2 years. That's what happened. Is insane. It's insane. They lost a lot of viewers because of one of the person. One of the person was okay. So one of the what you call it? The announcer, the radio host, was part of a union, and people don't like union, and he was very vocal. He partook in a manifestation that was a violent manifestation. Was he violent himself? No, but he endorsed it, which made him the bad guy. So he lost lots. What he did, and that's a crazy thing. That is insanity. They were speaking about capitalism. This was almost a communist radio. What they did was they had at 2 o'clock they had this news, this sports news, and they were showing a guy. The name of the guy was Jean-Charles Lajoie. They trained him, and they trained him, and they trained him, and they trained him, until one day, the radio channel, the whole radio became Radio Export. So it wasn't about opinion anymore. It was about sports. I think it's safe to say that I'm not a sports guy. So I have this desire for social, and radio, which used to give me this social report, doesn't exist anymore. So what do? I go out. I start wanting to date. At this point, I have a job. I have a good job. I'm with my friend Patrick, and me and Patrick would go to the bar every single week, and we do jokes, and we're fucking around. It's so fucking funny. I think the best time of my life, right? What happened is, I meet this girl, Leia Monpetit. She's the love of my life. We have the same eyes, we have the same height. She's a really good person, really good girl. She doesn't have the best family situation. I don't have the best family situation. She feels alone, I feel alone. We end up in a relationship. At this point, I'm working at A&W. I have this shitty job. And I love this girl so much. She's the love of my life. Even though we dated for 5 months. She's the love of my life. And she was also very vocal. I did something that bothered her, she would tell me. Which I never found a girl that would tell me this. I did something. Well, that's not true. I found one last winter, but it was an online romance. Fuck that. So Leia says, you're unstable. Now, the difference between me and Leia is Leia had a lot of boyfriend. Nah, that's not true. She didn't have a boyfriend, but she had more than me. I never had a boyfriend, which is, it's not that hard to beat, but she had more relationship than I did. More relationship experience than I did. And, I never had a girlfriend before. She was my first girlfriend. 22 years old. She break up. A week later, my best friend, again, my best friend was probably Carl, but Carl was off with his school, with his work. So I had this friend from work, a really good dude, Boris. Boris was Asian. Boris, his whole family was pressuring him to becoming a doctor. I want to become a doctor. It would send him a letter from IT saying, "Oh, we're so proud of you. You're gonna give us hope. You're gonna give us a future." I don't want to be a doctor, dude. So he unloved himself. My first funeral that I went was for my best friend. Like I go into this deep depression. This is my very first idea of depression. I am having a problem breathing. I spend my nights, I don't sleep, crying in the dark, listening to music, crying. And I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well, I'm very emotional, I'm very aggressive. I'm so aggressive that I've hurt people around me. Hurt people hurt people. Hurt head people. Hurts people. I start lying. I start manipulating. There's a girl that likes me. I know she likes me. So what I do, I pretend like I like her. And for a year we fuck. Now she's trying to get Leia back. Stop talking to her. Start talking with my father, my mom. Stop talking to Carl. And this is when the start of wanting to unlife myself begins. I gained a lot of weight because I had a good job. So we have unemployment. The craziest thing is, this didn't happen like that. Boris unalived himself. Leia breaks up with me. A month later, I'm starting this job. This job, I'm working for Dollarama warehouse in the morning, and I'm working for a metal treatment plant in Machine, which we applied to recently. I didn't get a job, and we go there, and I'm working from 5 in the morning to 11. No, I'm waking up at 5. I'm working at 7 because it's far. I have to take the bus and the metro. I wake up at 5 and I go to sleep at 11. I have a burnout, and then we became depressed. So yeah, so didn't go out of the house. We started eating a lot. I started playing games a lot. I'm buying games at Walmart. Yeah. Every single week I'm buying a new game, and we finish it that week. I'm eating junk food so much. Now, so what happened is super simple. We eating junk food. We are ooh, you're recording? Yes, you're recording. Nice. You're becoming hot. I'm gonna have to use a ice pack. We're almost done with the video anyway. We're eating a lot. We're spending $20 per day on junk food, and we're buying a $80 game every week. I spent 9 months like that. Then I'm broke. I have to work. I didn't fix the problem. Instead, I become agoraphobic. The fear of going out. It takes me everything that I have to go to Walmart to buy games. It takes me everything that I have to go to the store. That is, you can see the store from my house, by the way. See the red building there? No, not the one with the doors. The one on the other side of the streets. As a shop. We went yesterday. So I'm having a hard time. So I need a new job. Now, every time that I go out, I'm stressed. I'm thinking people looking at me funny because they know that I'm depressed. So we start getting tattoos. Again, I have a good job because I'm young, got energy, I'm working a lot. I have a good job. Money's not an issue. I can get the tattoo that I want. You guys see that how much out tattooed I am, right? That's a year. That's inside a year of tattooing. I get $50,000 of tattoos in a year. No, not 30,000. I get 30 tattoos in 1 year. Sorry. I go in every single Every single 2 days, I go there multiple times a week to get a tattoo. Money's not an issue. The body space is an issue. Realize that I don't have a lot of space left. I got 2 tattoos here, a tattoo here, 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 here. Got tattoo everywhere. Except for the legs. My apologies. You know? For the first time in a while, I feel better. I feel better. I'm trading physical pain. I'm trading emotional pain for physical pain. So I feel better. But I never made an effort to fix myself. And the 3 years that I got tattooed, that I played game, that I ate junk food, I didn't consult once. I never thought about my problem because, again, I had no friends. Who am I going to talk to? My only social interaction is through the radio. They don't hear me. So we move on at 25. And we never healed. We never healed. There's one in there that I was happy for sure. We do a couple of jobs, it doesn't work. Same thing. We work for like a year, and then we take a year off. So we do it on purpose to get fired. Did on purpose to get fired. Just one time I told my boss, you're the shittiest human I ever met. Which, by the way, was not true. He was a good dude. He was a good dude. I need to get fired. To get unemployment. To get some sort of cash. Of income. Fast forward a single year. No, impossible. No. From 22 to 25, super depressed. 25, we start my new job, which is the job that I worked 7 years. When I go there, I'm depressed. But it's a good job, so, you know. And I'm allowed to have music, so. Once again, we do the biggest mistake we could ever do. What is the biggest mistake you could ever do? Simple. This is music, even at work. We don't try to fix things. We're just surviving. So then, I get to work with one of the most aggressive person I ever met. A bully. I think it's funny to bully me. And this guy, that's the problem with this guy. He would feel bad. He would say sorry. And I was too nice. I said, I forgive him. For 4 years, I'm getting bullied every single day. And once again, the best thing about this job is I had music. I didn't listen to him. The best thing about this job was when I went home, I was home. The thing about this job was, yes, one person was bullying me, but everybody else was treating me good. And then, the worst thing that could happen happened. May 2021. Start making content. And the time it's amazing. Because this is truly the time that I felt the most happy. Truly the time that I felt the most happy. I was going home. I had a shitty day. I was getting bullied at work. It didn't matter. I was coming back home. And I had this mate that loved me. So Steph wasn't loved. But Ink was. And who is Ink? Ink is me. And as long as it was Ink, I would get positivity. As long as I was getting positivity, I didn't care about what people say. And the truth is, I was a good person. I wasn't a good worker. I was a good person. I wasn't a good worker. I had to say it twice, just to make sure that you guys understand. And yeah, we're moving on to July 2023. And the bully goes one step too far. You know what's the insane part? This coincides perfectly. I'm making content for 2 years. The reason why it's so popular was because I was part of a group of friends that were supporting each other's content. I got the COVID in 2023. My second time in COVID. No, I didn't get the vaccine. Fuck the vaccine. I'm not anti-vax. However, I didn't have this one. So, I go in. And, I have COVID. So my prime on Twitch, my prime on Instagram leaves. 2022. I start writing this book. It's a porn book. I literally write porn on Wattpad. And I didn't read, so I don't have a backup. So this book is deleted now by Wattpad, but not by me. I have 130,000 views after a year. It is more than my Instagram. It is more than my YouTube. It's more than my TikTok. Reunited. It's more than my Twitch. It's more than everything else that I do. I get 1,000 views per day. Deleted. Fuck. So I stopped making content for a while. Lose everything. I'm sitting at 2 years with 100 followers. Not even 100 followers. And the guy, the bully, comes in. He's madder than usual. He's pissed off. And he tells me, and again, this guy didn't speak French, didn't speak English. So he goes to get another guy. And the guy speaks Romanian and French. The other guy's a good dude. He tells the guy, if I had a gun, I'd shoot him. Tell him. And the guy says, no, I can't say that. It's not nice. This is too far. It's going too far. I tell him, George, what did he say? Tell me. I don't even care what he says. I just want to know what he says. So George said, you sure? I said, yeah, how bad? I said, yes, how bad can it be? And he translates. My whole world shatters. Fall into my last depression. My last depression. Everybody at work knew he was bullying me. Nobody did anything. And this time, I'm thinking about killing myself. Because I never had a death threat. Not on that social media, much less in real life. And I have this guy who gave me a death threat. For what reason? I don't even fucking know. He was pissed off. So the real reason is he didn't like the fact that I was French Canadian. He didn't like the fact that I was Quebecois. This is something that I learned later on. Does it excuse what he didn't know? So this guy was Moldovan, and his wife is a French teacher. He didn't want to learn French. His kid at home were speaking French, and he wasn't included in the discussion because he didn't speak French. So he thought that Quebec, which is where I'm from, stole this kid. And because I'm Canadian, I'm Quebecois, I stole this kid. No, bro, you're dumb. Your kid said that this was their home. So Canada was not a bad place to live. And you say, well, I want to make friends. I want to be like them. You want to speak French and English. They changed. You just didn't follow. You didn't follow the curve. I do a depression, and I'm gone for 6 weeks. Now, I'm lucky, and my boss is a good dude. My boss said, hey, I like you. I want you to come back. And then we talked, and he said, you didn't tell us it was bothering you. You never came to us. At first, people were protecting me. At first, people were protecting me. They were really protecting me. And then they stopped protecting me. So the boss was like, we thought that you didn't care because you didn't complain about it. And it's every day, so if you had to complain, you would have complained. So I come back. The real reason I came back, the real reason, I knew it was going to close in 1 year. I came back in July. I came back in July 2023. The company closed in March 2024. Mars, Avril, May, June, Juillet. I did 7 months. Yeah. 7 months. Maybe. My first day back, what he does, he insults me. He said, I hope you're happy. Because I work so hard, I pay taxes. And you use those taxes to have vacation. And this is when I went crazy. I went insane. I went insane. I was like, you piece of shit. I thought about killing myself because of you. You don't even care. You don't even care. So that first day when I told him, fuck you. And I make sure that he understood. I knew a couple of insults and you such pula, which means suck my dick. I told him. He said, what did you say? I told him again. Took a piece of wood. He hit me a couple times. I told him, hit me harder. That way, you're gonna break a bone and I'll have vacation on your taxes. So he stopped. Every single time I would tell him, fuck you. That was it. And people were happy about it. People were proud of me. He was complaining about me and people would come to me and say, proud of you. That was an asshole. And the worst thing is, this guy, when we stopped working together, he called me 7, 8 times to say sorry. Fuck your sorry. You're an asshole. You feel bad about what you did. You should feel bad about what you did. You're awful. One of the worst human beings that I ever met. But I was done with work. Never had to see that guy again. Did I solve the problem? No. Was there a problem to begin with? No. Just a mad guy, mad at the world. Now, technically speaking, yes, I was having flaw. The flaw I would shut down. He would call me the F slur. He would call me the R slur. He would call me a fag. He would call me retarded. And when he would call me that, I would say, oh yeah? Okay, cool. And for the rest of the day, I would shut down. I would shut down. Okay, cool. The problem that I had was I treat people like shit. I started really treating people like shit. Started being mean to them. I was pissed off at this guy. And he would say, oh, I'm trying to help you for work. I'm trying to make you more serious. I'm like, I don't need work. I'm going to have social media. I'm going to be famous. Now, I would say this, not believing in it, but just to make him piss off. You know? So I cared more about social media at work than I did about work. I would be at work, but I would be thinking about social media. I was obsessed. I'm still obsessed. You know? People started to get mad about me about that, which is normal. Long story short, I leave that job, kept some friends, you know? And that's it. And then we're moving on to my last one, which is last year. Last year, I become insane. So here's the truth. I leave that job in March 2024. For a couple of months, I can't even work. I miss those guys. I'm too sad. I miss those guys. I really miss them. So I'm not depressed, but I miss them. And then we make content. And when I say we make content slowly but surely, you know? We can make enough to say, hey, we did good today, but not enough where we go crazy. I really fall in love with making content. But The reality is, time is running out. Time is running out. I have 9 months of unemployment. I got 3 months left. I go insane. I need to make more content. Oh, I cannot put, I don't know why I cannot put there. This phone sucks. But it's a good phone. Because I can film, I can play games. It does what I need to do. Which is D+. So, I start making content. And at this point, I'm not sleeping. I'm making content. And I'm becoming an asshole. People want to talk to me, I don't talk to them. People will be friends, I don't want to be friends, I want to work. So I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. True and true. I treat people like shit. You know that my best friend is Dennis, right? I treat him like shit and we fight. And then he leaves. I'm like, shit. So then I realized that he went too far. Then I have my last depression, where I'm literally killing myself at work. Literally killing myself. I'm making content 13, 14 hours a day. Yeah. And what purpose? There's no purpose. There never was a purpose to begin with. And I go in and I'm starting to get a lot of hate. One person in particular. And I don't have the energy to fight him because I'm like, dude, I work so hard, I don't have time for you. So people are defending my friends. My friends are defending me. When it comes to attack me, I don't care because it hurts my feelings. It hurt my feeling because I put blood, sweat, and tears. And it's all free content. I'm not even making a penny. Most people would have gave up by now. I don't. And I got one troll, and this guy is insane, bro. Insane. This guy commented on every single one of my videos. He watches my stream. He's insane. And when he said that he doesn't, I don't care. He started attacking my friends. And I didn't want to block him. Because blocking him would be too easy. I'm not a pussy. When I argue, let's argue. Started taking that on my friends. And my friends are telling me, block this guy, what are you waiting for? And I didn't block him. Which is my mistakes, of course. And at this time, I want to give up. But then I realized that for the last 4 years of my life, the only thing that brought me any kind of happiness was making content. Yes, I have friends. Yes, I have good memories with them. But I met them where? I've met them making content. You know? Yeah. Yeah. So long story short, this is what happened. Long story short, all that to say, I didn't have it easy. Okay? But if I'm being completely honest, since March of this year, since February of this year, I've been doing well. I've been doing really well. That's 5 months. Where I'm not sad, I don't want to unalive myself. I'm able to picture all of these moments that I want to end my life. And I'm able to tell you exactly how it helped me. Being alone helped me. Why? Because I'm self-sufficient. I can be a week alone. I don't care. Losing my girlfriend made me realize I'm a shitty human being. I need to do better. Hurting those people because of my depression makes me understand one thing. Because you hurt someone, an excuse to hurt other people. That bullying, I had people looking out for me. I just didn't want to use them. Be vocal about what you don't like. Be vocal about what you like. Seek help when you need help. Those tattoos that I love, don't trade pain for other pain. Fix the pain in the first place. No matter how much work it takes. Those hateful comments. Fuck that one person that's hateful towards you. Fuck that person that's putting your content down. You literally have 10, 15, 20 people that are there for you. And you're focusing on that one person. All of these moments made me stronger. You just gotta give yourself a chance. And then you gotta give yourself a second chance. And if you need, give yourself a third chance. Life is worth it. Don't give up. Don't give up.